Welcome to Floater. Today we're going to be talking to Lindsay, and she's going to tell us her float story. So thanks for sharing your story with us.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. So let's start with what drew you to floating? Why did you want to float?
Honestly, it was a bunch of our friends going to Asheville, and they said they're floating, and we were kind of like, wonder what that's like. So we did a bunch of research and checked out, everything that floating entails. And it looked pretty awesome, it just looked like a really neat experience, and we thought, why not, So we did it.
So it was just kind of something new, something different.
Yeah, it was spur of the moment and seemed very relaxing, and I'm all about relaxing,
Right.
so
Awesome.
I was in.
Cool. So, tell me about the tank that you floated in. Was it a smaller tank? Was it a big tank?
It was huge. The way I describe the tank that we were in is like a bank vault. They're called float labs, but they're huge. They're like 7 by 8, 7 feet wide by 8 feet long, or something around there.
Yeah.
They're massive, and it feels like you're getting into a bank vault with like 10 inches of water. It's not scary. I was very shy about the whole fact that I would be closed into a dark room, and
Claustrophobic.
had a lot of reservations about that, but really when you look at it, it's very approachable. It's not at all scary.
Okay.
It wasn't for me.
Awesome. So tell us about once you got in the tank. You opened that bank vault up and you stepped into that 10 inches or inches of water.
Right.
Laid down. What happened?
Well, so now I've gone twice, and so the first time was very different than the second time.
Okay.
The first time, when I shut the door and kind of laid back, I kind of kept reaching around and extending out my arms and legs to just kind of get a sense for where I was. And it was a little bit of that, let me just relax here for a minute, let me get used to this, let me see where I am, right? And so the first time was much different in terms of adjusting to the tank. The second time was very quick, and I had kind of put on this meditation beforehand and had these ideas in mind about how to kind of let go immediately, and so I got in there, I put my arms behind my head and put my little floaty device behind my neck, and was able to just go.
Get there.
Yeah, really quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So very relaxing.
So, is there anything memorable that happened while you were in the tank?
Yeah. So the first time, the thing that sticks out the most is just this overall sense of losing control. And I remember kind of a subconscious thought about, you're so scared of failing, you're scared of losing control. And it wasn't me thinking about that, it was just kind of this subconscious fear, I think, arising. There was also kind of this scene that played out in my mind where I was on a horse, riding, and that was bizarre. And
Maybe like a wild horse or something.
Yeah, something, and it came out of nowhere and left out of nowhere. It just was there. I remember just being very calm, and I remember the first time I think I might have drifted off to sleep a few times, but it wasn't the kind of sleep where you're not aware. It's more of like a state of hypnosis where you're just really meditative.
Right.
And then the second time was really cool. It was more about I just kept seeing like an outline of a man's face, and I knew that it was Jesus. Like, I just kept seeing Jesus and in my eyes or in my vision, and even if my eyes were closed or if they were open, it was the same picture, and it would just keep coming and going and coming and going. But I was definitely more able to stay in a place of meditation for that, because the first time it definitely kind of woke me up a few times, like, whoa, why am I on a horse, you know?
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you had some a little bit of a hallucinations or kind of, mental images and things of that nature.
Definitely some hallucinations.
Some self-talk a little bit.
Definitely some self-talk. Definitely relaxed just the whole time. It was really peaceful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about, when you got out of the vault and out of the float tank and you're back into reality?
Yeah.
What were the effects after your float?
Well, the first one was, I was really, really zen, just super relaxed. But unfortunately, I had to go somewhere immediately following and did not plan that very well and kind of rush back into reality. And I think that the overall feel was just, I just wanted to sit and, look at a fish tank or just relax, right? But I would say that I felt really good for like 2 or 3 days following, where you still feel kind of just relaxed and stress-free, right?
Yeah, right.
The second time was really cool, but it was more of an active float, and so I wasn't as needing to just lay back and look at a fish tank or anything. I was actually kind of hyped up about the whole thing, and I was like, whoa, what was that? But either way, it was just awesome. It was, both times were great, and coming out felt very positive and light.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else that you want to share regarding your float or floating in general, or any recommendations, any lessons learned, or anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, like I mentioned, the first time I didn't plan it very well for coming out. I would just recommend that any first-time floater especially would try to spend some time just in reflection afterwards, in a quiet space where they don't have to speak and they don't, really need to do anything. And then I would say being able to take a little bit of time prior, especially if you have a shorter float, to just relax and kind of bring yourself down a little bit is a really good idea. And also, I know that there's a lot to be said about an hour and a half in the tank at first, because it takes you so long to really kind of let go that first time. And I think that that's absolutely true. I would really strongly recommend that. But also going in with the intention of not overthinking it and not trying to make it something that's going to be amazing or different, or make it something that you, like, really just encourage people to go in with the intention of let it go. Just let it go and stop thinking. Just let yourself.
Where it takes you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing your story with us.
No problem.
All right. Floater out.
Bye.